Hello there, Dick Benedict here. We're playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow for the PC, and this is my no upgrade run / no damage guide and walkthrough. We're currently on part 8 of 12, and we're going to be dealing here with some vampires and some skeleton warriors who come up in a moment. You have a source of elemental magic over here for the taking, and I think we have, what do we have, like 3 of these guys? So we fought these guys a number of times. They're getting to be a source of commonplace in this game for sure, because they're pretty prolific for a medium-sized enemy. But we know how to deal with them. We're gonna watch out for that damn dash. That dash is... Every time I see that dash, I kind of shake my head and say, that fucking dash. But a couple more vampires are gonna come up, so I would toss holy water if I were you. And just finish these guys off as best as you can. We've got some gremlins coming up. We've got a double boss fight coming up as well. So, oh, and of course you've got to watch out for the cyclone attack. This isn't too bad of a fight. So, here he comes with another incoming attack. And do you remember earlier in the guide when I was saying that you can take your pick of the parries? And you can take your pick, but the Y parry is actually really ineffective. It's weak, it's slow, and it leaves you much more vulnerable. So I would really be careful of using the Y parry. And I don't even like it anymore, but it has some function, but it's not that much. So here, I think there's 10. I mean, it says 10 right there, so there should be 10. I don't remember what that means with the number right there. But in the last video, we faced the mechanical monstrosity, and it was a horrible checkpoint. But now we have this enemy with a much better checkpoint, although I don't really like how he summons these machine parts to throw at you. It's not that bad, really, because they don't seem to track you very much at all. But it's something you should be aware of at least, and this is a much better opportunity for me to show you the parry times for this guy. As you just saw right there, he did it. Much better fight, much better. It's a lot more streamlined, and you don't have to deal with the damn cutscene every time. But the majority of this video will be taken up by Olrox, I think he's coming up right now. Okay. Okay, so the primary attack that this guy has, it's not that attack. It's not that one either. It's that attack right there that he does with his left arm. It's, I think, blockable, but you really shouldn't be thinking in terms of blocking. I've been thinking in terms of it's either parryable or it's not. He's got a two-handed strike with his right hand, which is unblockable. He's got a lunging strike with his right hand, which is parryable. He's got, he does 2 lunging strikes with his left hand, which you can parry as well. He's also got his move where he kind of teleports in black mist. I don't know if it's bats or some kind of a black mist. He kind of cloaks himself in the mist, and when he comes out of it, he does attacks. That will be the ones that I just mentioned. But it will either be the blockable or the unblockable one that he does. So just because he's doing the move where he teleports, it doesn't mean he's going to come out and do a specific thing, so you can't count on it. And then the last thing that he does is that he will... I don't remember exactly what it is, but he has a weapon that he uses that he lights on fire, and it spreads out in a horizontal line right in front of him, and it stays in the air for several seconds, and you can kind of jump around it and hit him, is what I do. But to give you an overview of what this fight is, you'll take all of his health off, or most of it, and then he's going to feed on corpses that he has in coffins in his chamber here, and his health is going to go up each time, but it's not going to completely refill, and it's going to go up to a lesser amount each phase, and it's actually a pretty I guess protracted is the right word. It's a pretty protracted fight. It kind of goes on longer than you may want it to go on, and I don't think you get a checkpoint right here. You would have seen the icon where it was saving the data. So if you get hit here, you're gonna have to unfortunately start the whole fight over again. And I've done the Satan boss fight now, and it's got a little bit of a learning curve to it. It's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be monstrous, but if you're proficient with some of the other bosses in the game, you know, like a boss fight like this is a pretty good example of learning patterns and reacting to tells. And it takes me, I don't know, it takes a varying amount of time to get footage that I'm comfortable with. I probably take longer than other people to get footage that I want, because it pretty much, if I'm not comfortable with the footage, I will just reset the checkpoint. You know, I'm not going for perfection, but I'm going for, you know, I want it to represent, you know, some quality gameplay at least. So, oh, I didn't even mention too, his fucking grab that he does. It comes out of absolutely nowhere. You're just, you know, you're looking at the screen and then you blink your eye and then you're grabbed. It's something that should not exist in this fight. It ruins the fight. It destroys your focus. Literally, your focus meter will stop accruing time on it. Especially if you're going for the trial, that would be really, it's really bad. But it takes damage off you, of course, and it's a necessary restart. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have any place in the fight. You know, if you can somehow react to it, you can, I guess. Sometimes he does that black mist attack that I was talking about, and then he does the grab too, so I should have mentioned that as well. It just escaped my mind. So, oh, you have to destroy the corpses too, or the fight will never end. So, you'll take him down to a segment of life that's low. You'll hit him as he's feasting, and then you'll destroy the corpse, and then you'll get a checkpoint, and then you'll do the next phase. That's how it works. And then they have this really bizarre thing of having you steer blood in a grid, like a maze grid, and it's really, I don't know why they make you do it at the end of the fight. It's anticlimactic, and it just has a really poor pacing, but they make you do it. So, okay, so if you see me parrying and then activating light magic, it's just because I'm trying to do different things. It's not dealing any more damage at all. But this, I think it's probably the easiest fight in the game. Well, maybe a little bit harder than the Black Knight. I think that wasn't that his name, the Black Knight? The Claudia's protector. Oh, we have another boss fight too coming up with the Queen. I think the second Dark Lord that you face in the game. So I've been enjoying the boss fights in this run more than any other thing, for some reason. And I'm somebody who detests boss fights, but I like them sometimes, I guess. So I got some really good footage here. I was happy with this. I was proud of doing well here. And I'm hoping I can give you the tools with this guide to maybe do something along the lines of this for your own self. It would, if they said at the end on the scorecard, if it said no damage, then I would have restructured this entire guide to have one chapter per video. Like in Devil May Cry, the way they do that. I would really like if the game, like I mentioned in another video, if it had a no damage tag, because that kind of proves to everybody that you beat it, and it just gives you that extra confirmation that, you know, folks might want. That corpse right there has some gem, and I'm not sure which one it is. You should get comfortable with the dash with the Cyclone Boots, because it's a very helpful move. That right there. That helps with the DLC boss to know how to do that. So you should try to get comfortable with that move. Just double tap, and then a jumping guillotine is what it is, basically. Okay, so here is his death. A couple of circles coming together for this boss fight, and then we'll deal with the queen. The first checkpoint is horrible because they put you outside of the castle. I was going to do this without using holy waters, but these guys kind of tempted me. So you can use fairies on these guys to freeze them in place so that she kills them, and that does help out in the trial, but normally just running around the room, she'll hit them, so it's not that bad. And the holy water, you can kill whole groups of enemies with the holy water. And I think they're almost dead, and this is phase 2 of 3. So the attack that she does with her right hand is parryable. She's got that, which is a retaliation against her blocking and us being too aggressive. I'm not sure what she did right there. She's not going to do any AoEs quite yet. She's going to summon some lackeys, so get comfortable with those guys. I should turn this opera down. I can't believe YouTube heard my music in the background. I was kind of insulted. Okay, so here's the first phase ending, and now phase 2. Hopefully I can demonstrate what she does here. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so the bats, you can just stand and block, it takes no damage off you. And you have to be careful of, she has an uppercut that she does, unblockable. Here's her AoE. Not too bad of a boss. They give you really nice checkpoints. I think that's one of the consistencies of this game, just really nice checkpoints. And they kind of come at the expense of the difficulty, which I guess that means they're done improperly if they come at the expense of the difficulty. But it still has a pretty good set of difficulties. I like them. Paladin is a good mode. So that's the end of the guide, you guys. I'm not going to leave in any extra things, because if I leave in extraneous things, YouTube might give me another visual content ID match. But that's the end of the fight. I will see you in the 9th installment. Take care.